Are there any cool stories that you have about being a Lolita or wearing Lolita community-wise?
Cool stories. Well, I do know that Lolita got me, like, because I was in Lolita, I ended up going to the Waku Waku convention in Brooklyn.
Oh,
and then, like, because I'm in upstate New York, and there's nothing in upstate New York, and also, like, I don't drive, and, like, I'm kind of, like, stuck at home a lot. I don't travel, like, a lot of, like, Lolitas, like, we travel to a bunch of different conventions. So Waku Waku was, like, my first big, like, Lolita convention. I remember, like, and, like, Sebastian Masuda was there, and Doki Doki was there.
Oh, wow.
And, it was just, like, a big culture shock. Like, oh my god, like, all these people are real. And, like, they're not just, like, people that I see on Instagram. They're real people.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I got interviewed for the NHK. Like, my booth got interviewed for the NHK there. And, like, I got to give, like, Sebastian Matsuda got a lucky pack that he opened, like, live on the Kawaii International. And that's, like, Lolita brought me there. And that is, like, I don't talk about it a lot because I don't, like, want to, like, brag about it. But that's, like, that was a big deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, I came that far and, like, I got to meet Sebastian Matsuda and I got him to open my stuff and he said it was cute. And that's probably, like, my, like, number one story. Like, apart from that, like, I met amazing people from Lolita.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of, like, the outfits that I've done. I'm proud of some of the photos that I've taken, like my girl Lolita shoot. But I can't really, like, pinpoint, like, one really big thing besides, like, the NHK interview, because like I said, Lolita's also, like, to me it's just clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And also I wear, like, so much other stuff besides Lolita.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to, like, pinpoint, like, was I in Lolita when that happened or no?
When you put together an outfit, is it just spur of the moment or do you plan it out in advance?
I try to plan it out in advance. Like I said before, my wardrobe isn't, like, really versatile. It's kind of, like, really contained and small. I only really have, like, 9 dresses and a couple of skirts, and most of my blouses are from Bodyline. So, like, I kind of, like, have an idea in my mind. Like, I'll see something, like, an inspiration photo online. I have a huge folder of, like, inspiration photos. So I might just go through there to, like, get some inspiration and, like, oh, like, I like that outfit. Maybe I can do something like that. I try to plan something in advance, though, just because it's, like, it's really hard to, like, throw everything together right before you run to the door. When I was smaller and when I had a bigger Lolita wardrobe that was mostly Bodyline, I was able to, like, just throw stuff on right before I left for school. But now, like, most of my clothes are brands. I have to be a little bit more cautious about what I wear and, like, oh, does that go with that? Or is this a good outfit? Is this balanced right? No, there's one outfit I really regret. Like, I don't regret it. Like, it ends up on Eda threads, like, even to this day. It is, I wore it on my birthday. It's my, I wore checkered stockings with pink boots with the Star Night Theater skirt in pink with a black corset and this really bad eBay blouse that, like, had, like, flowy sleeves and, like, with a red top hat, and, like, I had my hair, like, in pigtails. I took a picture of 2 of me sitting at, like, my table in the basement, and a really funny CGL thread happened.
From that photo?
From that photo. Because my basement is styled like a bar, and I have my mom has a bunch of, like, old-timey, like, license plates decorating like the top ceiling, and people were like, oh, she has her license plate, that's really illegal, she's in New York State, and, like, they were, like, arguing back and forth, and someone was like, she's in a bar, you dumbasses.
Oh my god!
I just want to let that person know that was my basement, and I was not in a bar. I was, like, 15, and could not be in a bar.
There's so much.
That's just what my basement looks like.
Oh my god, so it's, like, so funny to hear this because you're just, like, clearing up all these rumors that people have probably concocted in their little head.
No, I wasn't in a bar. I didn't sell my underwear. My dog did not chew up those shoes.
You know how, like, some YouTubers, like, do a little, like, teaser clip at the beginning of their video? That should be,
Just, like, a quick summary of this whole video. Like, I want you guys to know those 3 things. It's really important.
Which is, like, so sad because when I knew you, because I first knew you for your outfits, and then I remember seeing you posted on CGL, it was, like, so long ago, and I remember even telling you, like, oh, you know, just don't respond to them because they're just going to eat you up. But then now it's, like, kind of weird to even see you in person too, because it's like, oh, because I think, you know, gosh, like a decade ago was when I knew about you too. So I'm like, you know, I grew up a lot, you grew up a lot, and it's like, I feel like we're having a nice adult conversation, kind of like going down memory lane.
Yeah.
Like,
nostalgia, like all the good old days.
Oh, the good old days. And it's like, people are like, why are they just talking about drama all the time? But it kind of was a big part of the community, and it's pretty funny, like you said, to talk about.
Like, even, like, looking back on drama now, like, there's a lot that I remember, and, like, even, like, 'cause my mom, like, I'm so close with her, and, like, I tell her, like, a lot about, like, what goes on in the Lolita community, and, like, we'll, like, remember stuff. I'll be like, hey, do you remember so-and-so, or hey, do you remember so-and-so, like, she remembers, like, Lolitas that I admire, like, I don't want to butcher her username. Funky again?
Oh, yeah.
Ashley. I love her. I I loved her style, and she was like one of my bigger Lolita inspirations back then. My mom like remembers her. I really liked Faith Chan. She was
in Australia.
She was another young Lolita in Australia, and she had a huge wardrobe, and I was like always super envious of her. And,
she was so cute.
She was. I'm still friends with all these people on Facebook, and like they still look amazing. Everyone still looks amazing. Just a lot of people like just aren't in Lolita anymore. And but yeah, my mom like knows like a lot of like what big drama happened back in the day. I know like there was the drama with someone who Talila Speaks, someone who like I wasn't in that. I wasn't like really involved because I didn't like buy stuff from her.
I was totally eating popcorn throughout that whole drama. I didn't buy anything either, but that one was big.
Yeah, I remember that one very clearly. I remember something about someone posting pictures of Lolitas to like a fetish website. Like it was like a meetup, and like someone posted pictures of someone to a fetish website, and like people were like upset like it wasn't posted to like another member posted the pictures to a fetish website without the other member's consent. And, like, they were really upset about that. I remember that. I'm drawing a blank now, but there's a lot of stuff back in the day that was like really, there's a lot of things I wasn't a part of. Like I know like Princess Sky was like a big deal for a lot of people. I was not in the community. Like by the time I got to Lolita, she wasn't in it anymore, so I never like got to read her blog.
Whatever happened to her, Princess Sky?
I know, where are you?
Princess Portal or something, right?
Yeah, Princess Portal.
I remember my friend and I, because my friend really liked her, so we were both on my laptop reading her blog together. I'm like, what happened to her? Do you ever feel sad when you're like, oh, there's a Lolita I used to admire that doesn't wear it anymore?
No, I mean, I feel like, some people grow up. It's like, like, I feel like it's a bad comparison to like seeing kids of like the 2007, like they don't look like that anymore, but like their style was like really iconic. Like you could search Seeing Kid and their pictures would come up, and now they're like married with children and like
Jeffree Star still looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, Jeffree Star still looks great, but like a lot of like the big ones that were really big back in the day, like Seeing Kids, like Kiki Cannibal, like she don't look like that.
What happened to her?
She's still around, I think. I think she's like everyone's like low key now. Like everyone's low key now, but I think everyone's still around. They're just not like Coon Stripes anymore. But like your style changes after a while. Very few people like stay consistent with their style over time, and I'm very envious of those people because they probably save a lot of money and aren't constantly having to buy a new wardrobe every few months when they like their style changes. But I'm not sad that like, oh, I wish that person was still in Lolita, because I'm sure they had their reasons for leaving, and I'm not gonna like even though I would like to see more outfits of them, like that's a tiny, tiny, tiny problem that I can get over, and like they're doing their own thing, wearing what they want, and I hope nothing but happiness for them.
I'm surprised you actually mentioned you didn't really leave Lolita. It was more just kind of like you took a step back. Was there something that made you do that?
Like a lot of it was just like over time, like I started gaining weight. I didn't feel as comfortable in the clothes anymore. I didn't feel as comfortable with myself. I really struggled with like my personal self-confidence and how I looked, and I was really, really hard on myself. And I got into like other type of styles, like like the Tumblr New Goth and like that edgy style was in. And also I wanted to date people, and I got really self-conscious of like, well, maybe my clothes really are driving people away, and maybe like if I'm gonna have to eventually like meet someone in the middle, like am I gonna like wear what I want and like have to stay single, or like am I gonna have to change myself to please somebody? And like I struggled with that for a while, like wanting to dress normal. And like I remember being told by some friends like, hey, like if you want to find a dude, like you gotta dress normal. Which like I understand their advice, but it was not what I needed to hear, because I should not have to change myself to like, and I'm dating somebody really wonderful right now who doesn't care how I dress. Yay. So like that person's out there, but like at the end of the day, like my clothes make me happy, and I shouldn't have to sacrifice that for a relationship. But I did not really understand that at the time, and I was going through it like, well, I have to change aspects of myself to like get into a relationship and like really grow up, and like it was just those things happening all at once, and I just kind of wore it less and less, and I wanted to wear darker clothes because I felt big when I wore pastel. I felt like I wasn't tiny enough, I wasn't cute enough anymore to wear the clothes that I loved, and that just really ate on my conscience. And then one day I stopped hating myself so much. And like I wish I could tell people like the steps I went to like this long list of like Tumblr self-care, like, oh, I took a bath, the Lush bath every day, and did a face mask, and I just learned to love myself, and I went on walks and drank tea. But no, just one day I just stopped hating myself so much. Like I woke up and I was like, I don't hate myself as much as I used to, and I just stopped being hard on myself. I stopped ranting about it online. I stopped verbalizing it to my friends. I just kind of kept it to myself, and eventually it went away, and now I am more happy with myself than I think I was even back when I was a tiny 13-year-old just starting to wear Lolita. And I'm much more assured in myself now, and I feel more comfortable to wear my clothes now, and I feel more creative now.
I hope to be like you one day then. But you know, it's funny to hear that you felt so self-conscious about yourself because when I first met you, like, you know, when I think it was International Lolita Day or something, we all came to your shop. I remember afterwards I texted my friend because she was a Lolita for a very long time. I don't know if you remember, like, it was Lauren, I don't know what her, my friend's name is Lauren too, but I don't remember her username. Do you remember Octave Kitten?
Yeah, oh
Like,
yes,
do you
no, I
remember that
bought
group?
something from her. I think I bought my jewelry jelly from her. She had like all the prints in black. I
Oh,
think
the black, yeah.
I still follow her on Instagram. Like she had all the tattoos. I loved her style.
Yeah, like, do you remember that group, like, back in the day? So,
they were from like Seattle. Am I right?
it was when they were in LA is when I
Okay.
knew them, but I was like, oh my god, do you know Miyata? She's like even more beautiful in real life.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I'm
No.
like just like creeping, but no, that's why I'm like, oh, I'm so surprised to hear that, and I think that's a really good point about, you know, it's hard to tell someone how to be self-confident. It is something you need to work on yourself, no matter how many people tell you you're beautiful. It's like, it doesn't really matter, right?
I feel like one of the things that I did help was like I stopped being a mopey teenager and like whining about my problems online. I feel like now, like with social media, we are way too open about what we put out online.
Oh, I totally overshare.
And like oversharing, like, but there's also like oversharing negativity. Like I would like write posts that like, oh, I hate my body, I'm disgusting. Like I wish I wasn't, like I wasn't suicidal, but I would say like I wish I didn't exist. Stuff like that. Like I just wasn't happy with myself, and I would verbalize that, and that was like the worst thing. Like for me personally, that was the worst thing I could do because like I feel like when I type it, I'm making it real, and like I just needed to suck it up and not type it. And it sounds like I'm suppressing myself, but I'm not. Like for me, that worked. Like I stopped oversharing. I stopped letting people know my business online. And eventually I stopped getting rude messages and people stopped speculating about me online. And that was the best thing that I could have done for myself. Your haters might be annoying, but sometimes they can have some legitimate criticism and you need to take some of it to heart. Like I said, like I always was constantly improving myself. Like I got bangs because of Lolita. I dyed my hair. No, that was when I got my bangs. But I wasn't keeping up with them. But yeah, I had my cut because of Lolita. Like I said earlier, I'm constantly striving for that validation, even if it is like it's like that'll do pig moment. Like from Babe, like for the movie Babe, like that'll do pig, that'll do. Like finally you have done something where we can just say you look nice and we don't have something for you to improve on, and that's what I'm striving for. I do want that like universal approval.
Oh, but that's not gonna happen.
No, it's never gonna happen. Like it's impossible. But like I'm
Maybe
always
I'm
trying to
being
be the best person of my.
Yes.
I'm trying to be the best version of myself.
I think that's a good thing.
Like self-criticism is important, especially if you're some form of an online personality. Like I'm not like famous or something. Like I'm not like a big fan. Like I'm so well known online with my 6,000 followers and my 12,000 Tumblr followers, most of which are probably inactive accounts. But I am like people know who I am, and I'm also the face of a business. So I need to like be critical to some degree of how I contain myself, how I take myself online, how I dress, how I look, how I act. I need to like strive to be a good, at least semi-good, admirable person, and like constantly strive to be better.
And I think that's the best we can do as humans, anyone, right?
That's the best any of us can do. Like there's always something to improve on. Just as long as you're not beating yourself up over it, you can always be better. Just don't be too hard on yourself.
Always make your failures like a life lesson.
Yeah, like yourself, but you can always like yourself more.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is so true. So you've been wearing this style forever compared to some people. So has your style changed over the years?
I think like right now I want to like more. I don't want to call it old school, but like I want more like traditional, like casual type dresses that I could wear daily, because I do think that some of the over-the-top nature of the style has made it so that it only really can be worn like convention or events. And I do want to be able to wear Lolita daily, like I used to, like daily Lolita. I do want to be able to wear it daily. I'm still like over the top, but I'm never gonna like get rid of my over-the-top stuff. I'm still like I love teasing my wigs. I love putting bows on my hair. I know.
I love them.
I love looking over the top, but I also want to like be able to just, I'm going on a date today. I can just put on this like frilly skirt and cutsuit and go, and like I'm still dressy, but still Lolita, but still casual enough to just wear out. And I do want more of that now, but I would say like I'm less attention seeking. Like a lot of when I wore Lolita back when I was in high school, my big thing was I'm going to wear Lolita and I'm going to go to the mall. and that was it. I'm going to wear Lolita and go to the mall and see how many people pay attention to me.
Oh,
Because I was 15 years old and I wanted to get attention and I liked attention. And I mean, like, it's still, part of me still strives for some form of attention. I mean, all of us do. That's why we're in this fashion. That's why we're on social media. That's why we post our pictures. We still want some form of attention. But, like, I was really obnoxious about it. And I would, like, wear over the top stuff. Like, I would, like, walk around with a parasol, like, inside the mall.
Oh!
And there's a picture of me with a parasol inside the mall. Like, people would take pictures of me and, like, gawk at me like a zoo animal, but, like, my head was just getting bigger by the minute. So I think, like, now I'm less attention seeking, but that doesn't mean I'm not over the top. I'm just like, I don't wear something like, oh, I'm going to wear this because a lot of people are going to comment on my outfit. I'm going to wear this because I think it looks good.
We kind of talked about this, but back in the days, people really did admire you, but they also hated you a lot too. So did that affect you in any way, especially because you were so young?
A lot of stuff, like, people were really hard on me for, like, just even aspects of just my personal life. Like, I know on Tumblr, someone made, like, a meme, like the meme generator website, like they put a picture of me with like a really over the top picture, and like you can make like memes of me. At the time, I had my first boyfriend. Now they are not. They are women now, but at the time they came out as gay, and so that was like the range of like, oh, Tempest dates gay men. And then my boyfriend after that. Shortly after we met, he got hit by a car and was in a coma for a couple days. So the meme said, first boyfriend gay, second in a coma.
Very nice.
To you, that sounds horrible, but to me, that was the funniest thing in the world.
Oh my God.
I might still have it somewhere, because I remember posting it online for like, because I was really close to his family, and like, look at this meme, they all thought it was hilarious. And like, one of them was like, hates replicas, wears replica shoes, and like, one of them was like, I don't know, something about like teasing wigs and stuff. It was just like a meme generator of me, and like, people were really hard on me for that. I remember I was also, because I was friends with like someone who was like big on MySpace, and like I wouldn't call them scene, but like they were big on MySpace and like in that culture, and I also got posted to Sticky Drama.
Oh.
Yeah, I was posted on Sticky Drama, and also that post like still exists. Like someone brought Sticky Drama back, and that post like is still around. I remember rereading it. It was stuff like, oh, she wears like baby doll dresses, and like she's actually really ugly, and like she edits her pictures, and like it was something stupid like that, but like. A lot of people, I don't know, people really hard on me. I got messages on the internet, like on Tumblr about like my race, like my mom's half black, so I'm a quarter black, and I kind of like go back and forth like what I should identify racially, but I'm always like in touch with like I'm a quarter black, I'm white passing, but like I acknowledge my privilege, but I'm like really loud and vocal on black issues, so like I would get racial epithets thrown at me, got called the N-word and stuff like that. So like a lot of people were hard on me on like all sides, so like I got defensive to criticism, but I also like would get self-conscious, and you know, I like a lot of it did hurt me a lot. Like I think I would get upset about some of the stuff I read. Like I wasn't like crying myself to sleep, but like when I was in a bad mood and like oh, I look ugly today, like I would think back to like all those posts about me that had been made, and that would just get me in an even worse mood. Sometimes I would look at stuff like that, like, I don't know if it's like a form of self-punishment, but I would like purposely seek out bad stuff about me to read, to like, I don't know, to just, not to get myself in a bad mood, but like, oh, like, this is, like, you deserve this, like, you deserve to read all this stuff about yourself. I don't do that anymore, but like, that's stuff that I would do back then, like, at the height of people really criticizing me. I think, like I said, like, a lot of that did make me stronger, and I think, like, I'm a more self-critical person now, I'm a more self-aware person now. I can handle criticism, I can handle anonymous hate, and like I can ignore it, I can let it roll off me, and I'm really lucky that like I have such a strong support group at home. Like my mom and dad are wonderful people, and they raised me to be strong, and you know, that stuff didn't affect me that badly, and I'm very lucky that I did that.
I mean, I think we should maybe say, I don't know if you would agree with me, but I don't think we should condone that kind of behavior either. Bullying. I mean, I know people kind of laugh at online bullying, but I don't think we should support that behavior. I'm not also saying Lolita should be lovelies, but I think people should at least kind of be aware.
Think about, but I also know that like, as many, we can say like, don't be a bully as much as you want, but they're not gonna listen. Exactly. And like, they're gonna grow out of it eventually, but it's still gonna happen, and I'm just more like negative, like it's inevitable, like people are gonna be mean to you about your clothes, like it's inevitable, but like don't go looking for bad stuff about yourself, like try, like if you were affected by those comments, like get a good support group,
to get someone that you can confide in, like get friends, family, a significant other, like get someone strong that can support you when those comments do happen, and you know, don't go looking for it like I did. It just puts you in a really bad headspace.
And I think people shouldn't be justifying what happened to both of us as saying like, oh, it's okay for us to say these mean things because they obviously got stronger because of it. I don't think people should be using us as an excuse for that either. So just a serious moment.
Bullying isn't like a learning. It isn't like a learning experience. Like it shouldn't be a learning experience. And you know, like I don't know where I would be now if people weren't mean to me online. But I can't say that like, oh, I'm better off or I'm worse off. Like it made me stronger, but I'm not better or worse off because I can't look into potential realities and see like, oh, like that's where I would have been if people were just nice to me online. So, but yeah, no. And now, well, I mean, Lolita is becoming a nicer, friendlier online community, and I hope that trend continues.
I hope so too.
I think we're on a good track, especially now that like anonymous communities like CGL and to an extent the live journal communities, because you had a username and you had a profile picture and people didn't have a profile picture of themselves. There was some degree of anonymity to live journal communities that people felt more confident with saying like mean things to each other. And I think that now that everyone is either on a social media where they have their real name and face and job and family attached to everything they say, that they are less inclined to be mean. So I think that the switch to social media took away a lot of that nastiness in the community, and I think it's only going to get better. We're only going to get more positive as time goes on.
Yay!
As long as we're not like doomsdaying about if the fashion is still around or not.
I know, gosh, do you remember every year there would always be a post being like, it's only the fashion dying?
I definitely think that the fashion as we know, maybe not the fashion as we know it is dying, but it's definitely changing, and we Lolitas hate change.
Oh yeah,
Lolitas
I hate
change.
as a person.
I remember when the wigs became big and everyone's like, wigs are terrible, wigs are for Ebates, don't wear
like
wigs.
your wig. Can I touch your wig?
No, you can touch it.
Okay, I love wigs.
But like, I remember when wigs first became a thing, people were like, wigs are terrible, wigs are Ebates, don't wear a wig with Lolita, you're gonna look like, you can't wear colorful wigs with Lolita, and like that met such resistance, and like, Lolita's gonna change as time goes on, and no one expected Lolita to be as big and last as long as it did. And it's okay if it changes, and it might be harder to find certain styles of dress. It might be harder. You might have to like face the facts that like maybe brands might close, maybe how the online community maybe how the online community dictates itself might change. But you know, no one can stop you from wearing the clothes you like. And if you're like a certain style, then stick with it. Like Gyaru, like if you like Hime-Gyaru and it's like not as popular, like you can still wear it. It's just not as big as it used to be.